Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing very well. We're on a very busy Supercarrier which has just been released, and we're looking at taxi, hookup, launch and departure pattern for the FA-18C. First thing to note in this case is that I've been called, I am 300 and I've been asked to taxi to Cat 3, but I'm not ready to go yet, and that is because I want to set my TACAN and my ICLS up before we go. The TACAN, I'm going to link to this carrier here, and I'm going to use the TACAN information for my departure pattern. ICLS we're setting up because at some point we're going to come and land, and it's good just to get it all set up now. To find out the information, left, alt and bravo, we can see we are TACAN 71, and it doesn't say X-ray or Yankee, so assume X-ray, and ICLS channel 11. So let's get that set up. UFC, TACAN, transmit receive, X-ray, channel 71, enter, on, next, ICLS, ILS, channel 11, enter. We've got our hard repeater on the left MFD, our FCS on the right, and our HSI on the lower as standard. I'm going to get rid of my stick. I'm going to turn my TACAN here, so I've got information for the TACAN on the HUD. We can see that we are 0.1 miles away. Note that I didn't actually turn my ICLS on because we can turn that on in flight. Now it's set up. Okay, so let's taxi to Cat 3. Oh, and look at that, because it's taken me so long to get ready, I've missed my slot, and some other guy's taken Cat 3, which is a perfectly normal thing to happen, and it's okay, it won't mess anything up. It's an intelligence system on the Supercarrier. We're now going to taxi. I'm not going to talk about how I do it because I've got that fully covered in another video that I'll link in the video description, saying what controls to use, how much throttle to use, and so on. So off we go. Get out of this chap's way so we can turn on to Cat 4. And if this looks like a bit of a mad melee, then I guess it kind of is. This is what a carrier's like. So I'm going to go behind a guy that I know is going to be launching soon. It's going to be this chap over here. See his wings coming out. So I'm going to stack up behind him and wait. I don't want to get too close, and we'll wait for him to do his honourable thing. Off they go. Let them reset the crew and the blast deflector. Reset. And they're ready for me. So what I want to do first of all is to put my plane just behind that jet blast deflector. I don't want to be overhanging it. The alignment's not too important. That will come shortly. And I'm going to just park there and wait for action from the crew. And of my crew, which consists of that chap there, that chap there, that chap there, that chap there, and I think those two white guys, the two that we're interested in for directions are the two yellow shirts. Here, the plane director. Note, yellow shirt, non-khaki pants, yellow helmet. This guy, the shooter, yellow shirt, khaki pants, green helmet. We start with the plane director. The first sign is wings out. Oops, I'm just slipping forward by accident. Let the wings come out. Let them fully deploy before then locking with mouse scroll wheel forwards. The next sign he's given us is move to the right. He could also have move to the left or move straight towards him. So we're going to get right rudder in, and we're going to keep it as slow as we possibly can. It's quite a hard thing to do, to keep it slow, but do it. And this may feel wrong, but always trust the plane director. He will always get his job right. He never fails. He's infallible. He's a computer. Stop. That next one means turn towards him and go straight towards him. So it seems like my nose is overshot, but it hasn't. Next, for alignment, my IFF antennae in the front here, I want the center slot there to be directly in line with the catapult shuttle there. He will tell me when to stop. Watch his hands while I watch the catapult shuttle. He will pump his fists in the air, and that will mean stop. Stop! Green guys will come over. They are going to hook up the holdback bar. Now check out what our plane director just did. That elbow and forearm down means launch bar down. On the Hornet, in this case, the launch bar down. It's off to one side. The holdback bar's on. Watch the plane director. Next, that means move forward. Now this takes a bit of skill. We're going to go forward with enough force to mount our undercarriage over or along the shuttle, but without too much force. So it's a bit of a balancing act, this. Not enough. I need more force. More force, more force, more force, more force, more force, more force, and we're over. Okay, he's giving me fists in the air. Next, if I can see him. elbow forearm up, launch bar retract in the Hornet, launch bar retract. Next, just going to talk about our trim slightly. This is covered properly in the video that I've attached in the video description, but make sure we set our trim up. I'm going to neutralize trim to 12, and that's fine. So he's given me the run up symbol. This means we have to go full throttle. We have to wipe the controls. So our stick is going to move full forwards, right, back, left. So full wipe. Rudder, don't worry if we're waiting. Full left, full right, sorry. Full left, check travel. Okay, now to actually launch, we're going to salute him, and there are several ways we can do this. First, we can press this button, pilot salute, currently left control, left shift and S, and you can bind that to your HOTAS if you want. As well as that, we can press the communications button, which is there by the way, and ground crew, and salute. That's another way we can do it. Wait as they launch me with the catapult. We should have neutral stick because we should be trimmed by the end, but maybe a tiny little aft stick is not going to hurt. And we're up, gear up with G, flaps to auto. Next, we're going to get ourselves to 300 knots and 500 feet ASL, which will lead us onto one of three departure patterns, case 1, case 2 and case 3. Case 1 defined by departures that are flown during the day when weather conditions allow departure under visual flight rules, VFR. The weather minimums are a cloud deck above 3,000 feet and visibility greater than 5 miles. Case 2, departures are flown during the day when visual conditions are present at the carrier but a controlled climb through clouds is required. The weather minimums are a cloud deck of 1,000 feet and visibility greater than 5 miles. And case 3, departures are flown at night and when weather conditions are below the minimums of 1,000 feet cloud deck and 5 miles visibility. A controlled climb is maintained throughout the departure. So for case 1, once the aircraft clears the catapult, a positive rate of climb is established. Execute a clearing turn to stay clear of the ship's path. So you can see the left catapults are going to bracket left, the right catapults are going to bracket right. Climb to 500 feet and fly parallel to the ship's heading or base recovery course, the BRC. Continue straight ahead at 500 feet and 300 KIAS, paralleling the BRC until 7 miles from the carrier. We can tell that with our TACAN. At this point, climb along the planned route. Case 2 departures a little more strict. After the clearing turn, proceed straight ahead at 500 feet and 300 KIAS, again paralleling the BRC as in case 1. At 7 miles from the carrier, turn to intercept the arc running 10 miles radius from the carrier, staying below the cloud deck. So imagine a circle drawn around the carrier, 10 miles from the center of the carrier to the circle. That is the arc that we're going to intercept with our left or right turn. And we will stay on that arc at 500 feet and 300 KIAS. We will turn off that arc when we reach the briefed departure radial. So that's going to be a bearing. And then climb on that radial course, maintaining 300 KIAS until clear of the clouds. And finally, the case 3, the aircraft will launch with a minimum launch interval of 30 seconds between aircraft. Following the launch, climb straight ahead at 300 KIAS, crossing 5 nautical miles from the carrier at 1,500 feet AGL, ASL I think he means, or above. At 7 nautical miles from the carrier, turn to intercept the 10-mile radius arc that we talked about. Continue climbing along the arc until you reach the departure radial. Once on that radial, continue to climb on that course until clear of the weather.